Hello, welcome back to my channel. Oh, we're gonna have some fun today. Okay, so I ordered this because I really wanted a better press, a Spellbinder's better press. But the thing would not fit in my machine. And I just can't, I can't invest in any more machines. I don't have a big shot. It does fit in that. I think it fits in that, or a big kick or something like that. But I have a really old Sizzix VINTAJ. Remember these? These were the ones that embossed metal. And it's got a 6-inch clearance. And the better press, it's got like 6 1/4, 6 1/8. It's just a hair more than, and it won't fit. I was just so disappointed. So I would have gotten theirs, however, and I love the hot foil machine, the glimmer machine. But if you do the math on that, what is it, like the cheapest off-brand or even a big kick, whatever, is going to cost you $139. The hot foil machine, the glimmer machine, I think that was $129. Then the better press, another $90 plus all of the accessories. That's a lot of money. I don't have that kind of, I don't have that in my budget for all the toys that I want. So I went and I invested in this. I don't know if this is called Siphon or Siphon. I don't know, but I got this off of Amazon, and it is a hot foil and press machine. And I thought, I wonder if I could turn my Sizzix VINTAJ machine, the one that embosses metal, and I wonder if I could put it to good use by making a hot foil / letterpress / everything press and make it work in my machine. So then what am I out? This was a pretty penny, well, for me anyway. It was about $80 on sale. And then of course, you're gonna go broke buying these things. But anyway, it came with everything, and I thought, well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. If it doesn't work, I will send it back. And but yeah, if you stick with me, I think you're gonna be super pleased. I'm so excited to show you because literally I spent $80, and I got exactly what I wanted with just a few genius hacks that honestly you probably already have in your stash. All right, so this real quick. The instructions, they are not very good at all. Okay, it doesn't even say that it comes with, I don't know if hopefully you can see that it comes with a press plate. So I thought, well, how are you supposed to use it? Okay, but thankfully it did come with that. It came with foil. Now, if you do this, fair warning, if you do this, it's probably going to it's probably going to void your warranty. Okay, but I think you're going to be so pleased, and I don't know exactly why it would be, because I'm not modifying this mechanically. Okay, it says you're going to have to play around with the shims anyway, and that's pretty much what I did. I played around with shims, I saw what worked, and this tutorial was born. All right, so I don't see anywhere on here where it tells you how long you have to put the machine on for. And to be fair, there were several complaints. Right here, you can't see it because it's not plugged in, but unless you go like this and you're really looking for it, you can't see the little red light and you can't see the little green light. It's just really not bright at all. So I timed it. And I, did a whole bunch of experimenting, and I found that 2 minutes, I set my phone for 2 minutes, and that was the sweet spot. So let me clear this up, And let me show you what I did to modify this with just shims that I had in my stash. And oh, I'm so glad that this worked. So let's have some fun. Now, the first thing I noticed, again, this is super light, really a benefit for me. This is not magnetic. And I thought, well, that's just really kind of silly. Wanted to say another word, but anyway, but it does pick up, okay? It does heat up, but it's not magnetic. It flies everywhere. It's like, well, what sense does that make? So I wanted to make it magnetic, and I don't think you can see this. Maybe you can. I don't know. If I put this, I didn't have the correct shim. I don't know. Can you see that? There's an indentation here, and of the die, and I'm like, okay, well, shoot, now I can't return it, so I'm gonna have to make this work. So the first thing I did is I made a magnetic shim. How did I do that? Okay, voila, okay. Magnetic vent covers, genius hack, okay. This is how I store my my cutting dies, all right. So I cut them in half for a full sheet, and they're really good. They're white. The white side is not as magnetic as the dark side here, but you know, there's a trick to that. You can always cover it up. But anyway, this is how I store my dies. And I thought, I wonder if this would work. And you know what? It did. What I ended up doing is I measured 6 inches. I cut it apart, and the second thing I did was I cut myself a little guide by printing a grid, just a free grid PDF file off the internet. I made a guide, okay? I measured it, and I made a guide. Then I took the magnet. Let's see if I can get this over here. I laminated it, okay, because I did not want to get ink or anything. Remember, I'm going to be doing a letterpress and have it mimic a glimmer foil machine, all right? Because this, I'm just so happy with the way this worked. You have no idea. All right, so anyway, you can see that the white magnet side is on this side, the black was on this side, and I just simply laminated it. That's it. That's it. I opened this up, and there is a little indentation in here. Tiny little indentation, all right? Enough to fit this right on the inside. Sorry, my arm is bothering me today, so I don't want to spill this. But hopefully you can see this. It fits right in here. So what I did was I just took some packing tape, okay? I put it in here, made a little sandwich. Voila, okay? Second part, very important, okay? You want to get yourself, and you probably have this in your stash already. All right, let me get all this foil out of the way. This is very old, okay? Back in the day, about, I don't know, 30 years ago when I got my little VINTAJ, at least 25, I don't know, could be 30. Back in the day, these were 2 enlarged embossing pads for $9, $8.99. I have no idea what they are right now, but this, I believe, was an accessory for, remember the old embossing machines, and they looked like little purses. They were super cute. They sold for like $25, something like that. Walmart, you know, whatever. Well, that's an accessory to this, okay? And so I just kept them all these years, and I literally just opened them up. Works like a charm, let me tell you, okay? And because it's silicone rubber, guess what? It'll stick right to this thing. I mean, once you press it and once you heat it, then it's not on there for good, but it will stay there. Now you could, you know, tack it down, but you don't have to. So, you know, I just close it up, press it down a little bit, and look at that. Magic, okay? All right, so I'm gonna get some paper here and we are gonna start having some fun. What I did to get these little grid marks is I just took some just markers, like watercolor markers, all right? And I made these little grids. And then I put this down and then I lifted it up and it made an impression. Then I took a Sharpie marker and I put the paper there, and this pretty much acts like a little sticky pad. It's not sticky, so you might want to have to put a little bit of washi tape on it. So let's do that real quick so that we can prepare our little bed here for our die. And I've done so many samples, so I know where this is going on the top, but it isn't that hard to figure out. I'm confident that you can do it. All right, so let me just put a little bit of washi here. Oh my gosh, my hands are not working today. I mean, the color's kind of ugly when you shut the press down, but you know, you can't have everything. I guess I could always paint it. I hope I'm on camera here. All right, now we're gonna shut this down. Look what I just did. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're gonna put this here. See, it just fits nicely in here. All right, press that down a little bit. Okay, now we are going to put the, let's see, what should we do first? What shall we do? Shall we do a letterpress? Should we do that? Get it all inked up. This is just regular El Cheapo dye ink. Let me see if I can get you closer so that you can see what this looks like. All right, so this is just cheap Walmart stuff. I've got good pigment ink, but I have not invested in like Tim Holtz or Gina K or any of the, you know, wish list inks that I have. But anyway, this is a magnetic. See, it's wonderful. I am so glad that I did this. All right. So, but I'm going to show you a trick here. Let me just see if I am still on camera. Yep. So you want to like kind of smush it around. You don't really want to get it on the platform, but I'm going to do that because I don't know, I'm sloppy that way. But I'm going to show you how to clean it up, right? Because a lot of people complaining about the Letterpress thing, they're like, well, I'm ruining my platform. You know, it's dyeing the ink and, you know, they can't get their stuff off. Let me just move 500,000 things away. All right, so I'm going to take a little rag here, a little paper towel. But you can see that it is staining, okay? I think I just took some off. So let's do it again. All right. So we're kind of like move this around a little bit and we will shut this down, see? And we are going to put it through the press. Now, ordinarily, I tried with 3 little cereal box shims, okay? Can't find them right now, but they're literally just a 3-ply of cereal boxes instead of this embossing pad. But I wanted to have something that was going to protect the front of this, and so this is what I used. So let's try this here. If the hand will cooperate. I'm going to roll this through here. Sorry, my arm is not cooperating today. Okay. Doesn't help that my chair is in the way either. Okay. And notice we have not plugged this in yet, okay? But look at this. This is just, okay, I'll just show it to you right here. This is a perfect press. First time out of the gate. All right, so we can take this off. And honestly, we'll just peel off the washi tape, but look at that deboss. Isn't that beautiful? Pretty, pretty, pretty. So you can have letterpress with regular ink and a debossed effect. Now let's try some foil, but first we have to clean this up, right? And let's just say that I got this really nasty, okay? And let's just say that I just went nuts with it and I heated it and it was all grungy. Okay. I am going to share with you a couple tools that I keep in my stash. It's totally awesome. Actually, it is. It gets out dye ink. Look at that, okay? Just look at that. Now, I have it decanted in this little bottle, okay? This has lasted me like 4 years. 4 years. I just, bought an extra bottle. The orange stuff, if you like the orange smelling, totally awesome, works in a similar fashion. But, I just have it in my stash and I just replace it whenever necessary. All right, so I spray my dyes and normally I'd use a microfiber towel, but I don't have one handy right now. I'm not going to stop the tutorial to go and get one. But look at that. Squeaky clean, all right? And look at that. Okay, ooh. Oh, I was going to say, no, it was staining. It never works when you want to, okay? Let's just say that I heat pressed it, okay? And I got it all gross, okay? And it had pigment ink on it and all sorts of stuff. See, look at that. Look at the hand. It's pretty gross, right? Well, let me put some on this thing. And I'm going to show you how easy this is. I use this for all of my dye inks. Look at that. It gets rid of it. I mean, you can get as messy as you want to with it. Alcohol would not take this off. Okay. Pretty good. All right, so let's say that you stained it. Well, it's better to stain plastic, or laminate in this case, than it is to stain this, right? Because once you stain it, it's like, dirty. It looks pretty bad. But if you ever find yourself in a position, I already tried this when it was nice and warm. Here's the other hack, okay? Magic erasers. Of course, these were Scrub Buddies from the Dollar Tree. Same thing, it's just a melamine sponge. And I cut a little bit off, okay? And what you do, look at this, I didn't even spray it, okay? So this is what it would look like if you didn't have the Totally Awesome, okay? You go, oh my gosh, you've stained it, okay? Here, let's just try this side. You've stained it, it's worthless now. I know, because that's what I said when before I did this video. I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna have to make another platform. All right, no, not at all. Look at this, just magic. That's it, magic. It's totally awesome. All right, so let's heat this up. And let's try some, oh, let's try some foil. Let's see, what did I do with my foil? I just cut some. Here it is. Oh, one word to the warning, okay? Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the different types of foil, there is adhesive foil that you can use, and there is hot foil. Hot foil must go with the press plates, okay? Hot. This will not work at all. I don't know why. I don't know what kind of chemicals are on the back. They look the same to me. Well, not really, but I mean, they're a little different integrity on the back. This flakes off more, so I guess that's what it is. But this is for adhesive, and I'm going to show you the difference here in a second. So let's pick this sample here, and I am going to, where did my tape go? My goodness gracious. Did I put it back? I could have put it back. Oh my goodness. Okay, I've already done this. So let me just try to find it. Patience. Patience is a virtue, and of course, I can't find it. Here it is. Okay, so I put double-sided adhesive, double-sided tape on, can you see that? On one side of this, and then I put the other side over here. I ripped it off like a Band-Aid, you know, after you burnish it. And they both work with adhesive. See, these are not coming apart, okay? They're not coming off. But only the hot foil will work with the hot foil machine. So, again, I didn't see anything in the directions where it said how much time, but 2 minutes, I discovered, is the sweet spot. So let's just put this down here and put this down here and plug this puppy in. And start the timer for 2 minutes, okay? This isn't gonna get super hot, but I'm gonna set my timer for 2 minutes on my phone, and I will pop back when that is done. I am going to show you this midstream. We're almost done. It says to heat this up until you can see a green light. So it hasn't quite reached 2 minutes. I don't know, can you even see that? You can barely see it, but it's right there. Right there. So we're gonna wait till this turns green. Wow. I don't know. Yeah, the lights, it's just not good at all. So, yeah, we only got a little bit more to go before it turns green, so I will pop back when it's ready. Okay, so this is still red, and it is getting toasty though. You can see the condensation here. I'm hoping you can, a little bit here and there. I know the light is in the way, but there's nothing I can do about that. And it has not turned green yet. It's still red, but I can tell based on a dozen experiments so far that it is ready to get out of the oven. Okay, so we're just gonna take this as it is. We're going to run this. Oh, let me get this over here. And let me get this started here. Hopefully it didn't overbake, but I do have samples. So again, I found 2 minutes was the sweet spot. Okay. All right. Hopefully you can see this okay. And we've unplugged that. We've lifted this up. Oh yeah, that's gonna be perfect. All right, now because this is magnetic and this is still really hot. Well, it is hot, so don't do what I'm doing. Just don't do it, okay? It's a little bit hard to pick this up. You can move it, okay? Just move it off the platform, and then you can pick it up. Or you can just let it cool for a little bit. Put it on your little silicone mat. Lift off your paper. Look at that. Now, there might be, see, this was, I think 2 minutes was too long. I mean, I think it was, I did it for 2 minutes, but I was waiting for the light to go off. So, you know what? We might have, oh, we do. We have a failed print, but not really. But not really, because you know what? Now you know how to get a relatively full print, okay? So that's pretty cool. Let's try another one. Here's what the reverse looks like. That's nicely done. All right, try it again. And I'm not going to plug it in this time because it's hot. All right. Oh my gosh, I got to cut another piece of foil here. I think we're going to do a partial piece of foil. Grab a scissors. Yeah, this is like flaking everywhere. I didn't crack open the one that came in the kit because I just wanted to use one first. Pretty side down. Okay, put this here. Yeah, this is like coming off everywhere. And I'm going to put it through the press. Front and back. Okay, let's see how this worked. Better. Can you see that there? And then we're just going to peel this off. Yep, see, so I wouldn't wait until it goes green on your first time out. But for me, 2 minutes was a sweet spot. So you know what, you can hide this, you know, in a card. You can take an eraser and you can get this off. But I want to show you that it does. Yeah, kind of disappointed in that. I mean, and not really. I mean, because you can do other things with it. Now you know that you can do a full sheet of foil if you want. But let me show you some of these examples, all right? This turned out really well, okay? There's a little bit of a shadow here because I didn't have enough of a sandwich, but this was what I consider to be a perfect print. That was another one that I did. It didn't turn out so well. This, also perfect print, okay? And it's got some depth to it. Now, you have to bear in mind that this is not regular cardstock. These are just index cards. You know, the El Cheapo stuff. I think I paid like 98 cents at Walmart for like 100 of them. Yeah. So, yeah. No need to spend a whole lot of money because, you know, you're just gonna adhere this to other cards anyway. And let me show you the difference in cards here. Now, I didn't make these, okay, but this is a 5x7. I believe that would be an A5, and this is an A4. Okay, and let's just turn this over just for kicks and giggles. And this would be a 4x6 index card. So you have a border around this already. And, you know, I mean, if it was a different die, you could just use that as the card base and then use the good stuff for your actual card. And then you can just stack these and layer it. This would be a 4x6 on a 5x7 card. So yeah, there's a lot that you can do with it, but I generally make cards that are only using 4x6 with a little bit of border around them. So this works fine for me. And it's not expensive at all. So this was just running a an ink pad, like I can do this one. Okay, on this side, it was just running it over, just for like a grunge type thing. Grunge type thing, a grunge type look, okay? All right, so you can do that. Oh, I meant to tell you that this type of foil, the one that uses adhesive, if you don't already know, you can run this through a laminator. You can do it two different ways. You can either put adhesive on it like I did, and you don't, like tape, and you don't have to run it through anything. You just rip it off like a Band-Aid. You can have like Aleene's tack it over and over again, okay, the tacky glue, let that dry so that it's sticky, okay? That works, you don't have to laminate it. But you can also, if you have a toner printer or you want to get a sheet of whatever, like sentiments, and you want to get them printed on laser paper, you have to use black ink, so toner, copier paper with toner, and then you put the foil on top of it, sandwich it between parchment, run it through your laminator, and you will have a foiled sentiment. You can also take embossing powder or the sticky embossing, what do they call that? The stamp embossing. So you take your rubber stamp, you put the sticky embossing powder on it, stamp it down, put this on top, and then you can run that through your laminator. So there's plenty of ways to use these. Just doesn't work with a hot foil press. All right, so we've got several examples here, but you can see that you can get a full sheet. Now I don't have a one of those brass plates, but I am pretty sure that you can use a metal shim, aluminum, like an aluminum can, okay? That is a great conductor of heat. Brass is a conductor of heat, and a metal shim, something you probably already have in your stash. And so that sandwich would look like, where is it? Where is it? It would look like this. You would have this. Well, actually, you would have this, you would have this, and you would have your paper. You know, if I had paper that was not printed on. You get my meaning, okay? So then that would be that. You'd put it on, you'd plug it in, leave it on for several minutes, and you would have something like this. So this isn't going anywhere because this totally came off the cellophane sheet. Now, this is off topic, but don't throw these away. You're like, why? Why would you not throw these away? Because you can use these in resin pieces or polymer clay pieces, okay? You can use this stuff. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do with this. You can even use, if you have a large enough one, you can, look how pretty that is, okay? You just got to dress it up a little bit. Put a little alcohol ink on the back of that. Oh my gosh, that would look so pretty. So pretty, okay? It would go in all the cracks and crevices. In fact, you know what? Let's try it. I'm just going to get a couple here. Let me get, this is not an alcohol ink thing, but I'm going to show you. Oh, don't give me a problem now. Let's not spill everywhere. Because all this is plastic, all right? Trouble with the hands today, that is for sure. Okay, now this is 91% isopropyl alcohol. Okay, can we see what's going on here? I hope so. Look at that. Just look how pretty this would be. And then if you are a resin artist or you work with UV resin, you can let this dry completely. Do not use a heat gun because, you know, it's plastic. It's gonna melt. Let's just ruin the paper, okay? All right, so, whoops, floating down like a feather. Now, you can see that this is really pretty. I mean, if I use different colors and stuff. But if you let this dry, yeah, I can see a whole lot of stuff. And the resin will look really, really pretty in it. And you'll make something that looks totally unique. All right, so I am going to go for now. This is a very long video, and I thank you for sticking with me all this time. I hope you learned something, and I hope you like what you learned. I know that I was really excited to get this. So, yeah, I think it was a good investment for, you know, I mean, yes, $80 is a lot, but it's better than 129 plus 139 plus 159, and then the accessories. So why not use something that you already have? Look through your stash. And I hope you are successful at doing this, and you have a great time. All right, so I will catch you later. Thanks for staying with me, and you guys be blessed. Bye-bye.